So y'all, this is what I've been doing. I started it yesterday. I've been rearranging and kind of straightening up in the living room and kitchen because since Christmas, I just hadn't been happy. It was just kind of a little plain in there. So I've been redoing it. And I had this rug that had gotten dirty. So yesterday, I took it and I pressure washed it. So I had it laying down on the concrete to try to get it dry yesterday. So this morning I got up and I draped it over these two lantern wood things to let it drip and dry. So I'm gonna put this in the living room, and then I did pressure wash another rug too, and it's hanging over Justin's truck drying. But I'll show y'all when I get in the living room kind of where I'm gonna put it. So far this is what I have going on in this area of the kitchen. I moved that chair in here, made like a little reading nook over by my cookbooks are right there. And then I'm not sure if I'm gonna put anything else on my little hutch. And then of course my mantle back there, I've still gotta finish the living room. I gotta put the rug in there. Brody's asleep on the couch. He got up this morning and laid on the couch. But I want to do some different stuff on the bookshelves, on the mantle. Not sure what all I'm gonna do there. And then I'm gonna hang baskets on my post that runs. But that's kind of what I did yesterday. Worked on that a little bit. I need to get a different bowl for the dog's water, other than Justin's ice cream bowl. So I decided that I was going to start a deer vegetable soup using some canned stuff that we have on the shelf and some canned deer meat. And that's what I'm doing. I'm working on the soup, going to get everything going so that we can have it for supper tonight. And then if we want to eat it up through the day, we can. It'll be on the stovetop, just kind of simmering. I've got some other things that I'm wanting to do. So y'all come along as I make this wonderful, delicious soup. Okay, so awesome. So one thing I want to show y'all, because I know you're probably wondering why is half my cabinet painted right here. Well, we've always had, ever since we built our house, we've always had our cabinets, this blue. I did the trim in the blue, and then these doors came off of an old building, and I had just kind of sanded them down to make them rustic. But I was wanting to paint them. And so I bought some samples, and I bought this paint sample. I had this one mixed up, but I wanted to try another one. And so this is a different color. It's more of a mossy green color, but I'm thinking this is the color that I want to do on the cabinets. And I was thinking I could just paint over this without having to sand it. But after I painted this on top, it's kind of got a little ripply effect to it. But also, when I look at it, I can see the longer that it has sat here, it's starting to crack and crinkle, you know, so I know it would peel real easy. So to be able to paint them, I'm going to have to pull the doors off. I'm going to have to try to sand them down more than what they are right now. So, but I think that's the color that I'm going with. I'm going to do all of our cabinets. The side would be done in the green. I think it would look really good. So that's why it looks like this in the video. So y'all, here is our vegetable deer soup. I don't know if I showed y'all when I added the deer. I had to watch it back and see. But anyway, we had canned deer meat back there, so I added some of the canned deer meat. So from our home garden, what we have in here, we have tomatoes. The tomato juice came from our garden. The corn came from our garden. I did buy the potatoes, and the carrots were bought. We don't grow good carrots here in Mississippi. I've never had the best of luck. I think I've grew carrots one time. But anyway, and then the deer meat is the deer meat that we had canned, that we canned last year. But we did can some deer meat this year too. But what I put in here was from last year. So, and then this is the new pot. Justin found this pot yesterday at the thrift store. He came home, seasoned it, cleaned it up. Now I transferred my soup to this because I've got some more stuff I'm fixing to cook, and I'm going to be using this pot. So y'all, today is just a day that I'm doing a hodgepodge of cooking. I've cooked the vegetable deer stew that you've seen me cooking today. Now I'm fixing to start on, Justin's got the grill lit, and I'm fixing to start on some leg quarters that we had thawed out in the refrigerator that need to be cooked. It was a whole big pack. So we're going to go ahead and throw those on the grill, and then we'll have those to eat for lunch tomorrow. If he wants to eat some tonight with our soup, just whatever. So we'll have that. I'm going to make a cobbler. I'm wanting to make a blueberry cobbler using some of the canned blueberries from last year. So we wanted to use that up. So we're going to start with our cobbler. We're going to do blueberries. And I've done cobbler several different ways. I do the old-fashioned way like my mama done, and then I've tried this way before, and it's really good. And I spilled blueberry on me, so you might want to wear an apron. I didn't. And now I have blueberry all over my shirt. But it's okay. We're still going to make this cobbler. And I'm not going to go change clothes. So I have approximately 2 cups of water in this pot right here. Blueberries, and it's basically in juice. I may have added some sugar and stuff when I canned it. I probably did. I can't remember. But anyway, we've got, I'll show y'all. We've got our berries in here, and we're going to bring these to a boil. They've already been processed in boiling water when I canned them, but they're kind of sticky. So we're going to bring this to a boil, and when we bring this to a boil, we're going to come back and we're going to add some butter, and we're going to add some sugar, and we're going to add some dumplings to this. So, okay, so I need to refill my flour bowl. So I'll show y'all how I'm going to refill my flour bowl. I was like, what is that? But that's my stove. I guess it has some water on there. It's popping. All right. So this is White Lily self-rising flour. And I keep it in this bowl right here, but I'm gonna go ahead and sift it. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we got our flour in here. We're gonna put some flour in here. Now normally, if I was making dumplings, I would make it with all-purpose flour. But when I went in there, I'm out of all-purpose flour. So I'm gonna have to try to make do with self-rising flour because I got in my mind that I was doing this for supper tonight. So we're gonna use what we have. This is self-rising flour. Usually for dumplings, you use all-purpose flour. But I've got me 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do 4 cups of self-rising flour. I may not need all of the dough, but that's what we're gonna start with. And see, I keep this cover. I have this cover with elastic, and I just keep it over my biscuit bowl. Another thing I'm out of Crisco. Now, I make biscuits and make dumplings, and I use Crisco. You can use whatever you want to. I use what I have. So if there's something that I don't have, I don't use butter all the time because butter's so expensive. And I don't have my own cow. So there you go. I just, I'm not one that's gonna use a whole stick of butter every time we make biscuits because we make biscuits and stuff a lot. But I do have, and I could use oil, but I'm not gonna use oil either. I'm just gonna use some heavy whipping cream and some buttermilk. We're not making biscuits, we're making a dough. So we just wanna have enough fat, and your heavy whipping cream has fat in it. So I'm probably poured, that's probably about half of a cup that I just poured in there of heavy whipping cream. Now I'm gonna shake this buttermilk up, and I'm gonna pour, that was probably about 1/4 of a cup of buttermilk. And we're gonna just see where we're at. I'll bring y'all closer. I know you can't see my head, but I want you to see a little bit of what I'm doing. So I'm just making a dough. I'm just kind of stirring. I'm working my flour in to my milk mixture. We're going to want a harder dough for our dumplings than what we would use for biscuits. So I'm going to add a little more milk. I'm going to use buttermilk. I'm going to add a little more buttermilk. We're just going to stir it all together, and if I think I need to add any more, I'm going to add a little more of the heavy whipping cream to get a little more of that fat. If it don't turn out good, if your family's hungry, they'll eat it whether it's good or not. If they're hungry. Oh, Lord. Because we're just making a stiff dough. You'd think I would invest in one of those mats, those baker's mats, as much as I do in here, but my wood surface fits fine. It does all right. All right, so we're gonna just try to get this worked together into a stiff dough. So I know right now, I'm gonna have to add a little more liquid to this. So I'm gonna add a little more of the heavy cream and try to get it all worked in, so that I can roll it out without it crumbling. Okay, my berries are boiling. I'll let y'all see them. So we're gonna add our stick of butter And we're gonna add 2 cups of sugar, which I know that's a lot of sugar, but it'll be all right. I'm gonna add that. Two cups of sugar. And I'm gonna cut my eye down. I'm gonna cut it down about halfway between low and medium. And I'm gonna roll it out as thin as I can get it. Because I'm using self-rising flour, and this self-rising flour is gonna swell up because it's got all of your rising agents in it. So that's why we say when you're making dumplings to usually use all-purpose flour.
Where'd you get that suit?
Come show him now on the camera what he's talking about. All right, move your hands.
I had to get out in the, what are you putting thumbprints in for?
This is a workout, y'all. I'm telling you. Okay. So now we have it rolled out, and what I'm gonna do, because I want to use some of this to go over to make a crust to go over the top. So I'm just gonna cut some little strips off of these sides to make my dumplings. Okay, so now we're gonna add our dumplings to this pan, and then we'll put our crust over the top of it. This is what they look like. We're gonna see if we can add it without making a mess. Messed up, but we'll put this right here.
Tony Parker made me a left-handed hook scrubber. I'm gonna do it for this. Oh, that is good.
They look good, don't they?
They do.
Be good.
We got some barbecue sauce to put on the brush.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to do. I want to brush it on that side.
Chickens are down there asleep. So this is our cobbler. It's nice and brown on top. You can rub some butter on the top of it if you want. It looks good. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed going along with us while we made our deer stew and our blueberry dumpling cobbler. If you have not subscribed to this channel, we hope that you will hit that subscribe button and hit the like on this video. And we will see you guys in the next one. Y'all have a great night.